Hello friends, Michael23B here, and welcome back to another episode on the Cemetech Minecraft 1.19 server. And we are here at my base, and it has been a few months since we last actually did an episode at my base. And it's actually been exactly a year now since I initially built this cabin, actually. So I figured today would be a perfect day to go ahead and give you guys a bit of a base tour, and also a little bit of a world tour, just sort of catch you guys up on what has been going on the server. We've got several interesting things that have happened over the past year and several new things at my base, some of which I'll show you. So as you guys know, this is the base, this is the cabin that we initially built back in March of 2022. It's a very cozy cabin, one of my favorite places to be, and I've actually renovated, from the last video that you actually saw on here, completely renovated this entry room. So we've got sort of a living room here, got some storage, got some nice ceiling design, we've got a grandfather clock, and this bell actually rings at day and at night time. And so we also have a kitchen over here. So it's kind of a nice little detailed kitchen. We've got furnaces with coal in them. We've got a hand towel. This is just a banner that we placed there. We got some food, some potatoes, a sink, and a bunch of other storage. Let's go ahead and go back here. I'm sure you guys have seen all this already. Don't know if I've made any changes in here. Yeah, we've got a nice fireplace. Just go ahead and give you guys a full base tour. So, got a nice fireplace that triggers on and off. And we also have, I was going to show you something here. Let me put this armor on. Just going to put something into this furnace. We actually have sort of a secret door here. You hit this button, and we can enter here. Woo! I've just got some sort of mines back here that go down to iron level, diamond level. We've also got some allays back here. I don't really have a use for them at the moment, but they are able to retrieve items that are on the ground if I wanted them to. Let's go back to the kitchen. Another door here. And let's go ahead and close that. And that door actually can be triggered with this empty glass bottle. So I just take something out of the sink here, and we've got a fun little door there. Put it back in the sink and it closes. So yep, let's also go see back here. I've got another room back here. Not really much back here. But I do have an entire new room back here. So we've got a lava farm. These lava sources constantly drip to give me some lava that I can scoop up. And I've built an entire super smelter up here. Built this actually a little bit ago, a few months probably. But yeah, it's a very, very good way to smelt a lot of items super fast. So we've got 27 furnaces. We've even got some furnaces back here. And we've got our input for the system back here. So we put whatever we want to smelt in this minecart and all our lava buckets that we need, and we basically just send it on its way. And that will distribute the items whenever we want to cook something. And so it cooks something a lot faster because we're using 27 furnaces at once. So yeah, very fun, very efficient super smelter. And we've got this nice building that I've designed here. I don't really use brick very often, but this brick in this building especially, I think it fits really well. So yeah, and we've also got some horses over here. And let's go see some of the horses over here. We've got a whole bunch of like 13.5 heart horses, trying to get the maximum health on them, and it's should be 15 hearts, but I think those guys are only like 13.5. I'm not able to get much higher. We've also got some horses here, so we've got this one jumps really high. It's like 4.7 blocks or so. Whew. And we've also got a super fast horse over here, so let's get on Hurricane. And this guy goes like almost 13 meters per second, I think. And we're lagging a little bit. Yeah, this guy is pretty fast. So of course, we also have our nether portal over here. This leads to the nether hub on our server. Let me go ahead and put the horse away. So, there we go. Got some pandas down here. And we've got our whole shop area. I'm not sure when I last recorded something at this shop area, but we have several shops. So we're selling frog lights, we're selling slime balls, magma cream, shulker shells. We're still selling a whole bunch of iron from our iron farm, selling rockets, gunpowder, selling all sorts of enchanted books in there. We're selling prismarine items and sea lanterns in here, and I've even put some tridents up for sale. We're also selling goat horns, so I'll have to show you my goat horn farm here in a second. But we've got all 8 types of goat horns, and we've even got some screaming goat heads. So the server actually has a plugin where mob heads can be dropped. They have a random chance of dropping when you kill a mob, so that is very fun. We're selling some crops here, selling wool. We're also selling music discs, so I've built a whole music disc farm. We can trigger some of those. We got some fireworks. Very nice. Very fun. So yeah, this whole shop area basically just works on diamonds and the trust system, so whenever people want items on the server, they can come here and shop and pay diamonds. So yeah, pretty simple, but also pretty nice. Let's go back to my cabin really quick and show you some other stuff. And this light, let me explain these 2 lights. This light actually turns on whenever someone has visited my shop, so whenever they walk across the pressure plates that go into my shops. And this plate turns on whenever something is in my mailbox, so it's kind of nice to have a fun little way to notify me of when I have something in my mailbox or when someone has visited my shop. So let me go ahead. I have a redstone line attached to that pressure plate, and that resets the lamp here. So yeah, let's go ahead and go upstairs. I'll show you upstairs really quick. Nothing much has changed up here. I've got a bed. I've got like a reading nook with like a to-do list. Yep, and then I also have a bunch of storage here. I've got a bunch of rocket storage here, and these actually feed into some hoppers. And I'll go back downstairs. Those feed into some hoppers, and I have a button here, and there's dispensers, and these actually dispense a whole stack of rockets to me whenever I want them. So it's a very nice way to get some rockets. Got our whole map here, and we've got some brewing stations here. Hello, April. Of course, we have our dogs, Oscar, Hope. This one doesn't have a name. We have Petrichor. It's a very fun name. We've got our couches. Alright, and we can go into the basement. I'll show you some of the basement down here. So this whole basement actually used to be just an empty square box down here. So none of this detailing or anything. So I completely renovated this. I put in some carpet. This is actually coral fan. And coral fan, or these corals or whatever, will actually die and turn gray if they don't have water. So these are actually placed on a half slab that's waterlogged. So it's a nice way to get a colorful carpet looking thing. Got some bookshelves, some brewing stands. Of course, we have our pool table that has been here pretty much since the beginning of the server. So we've got signs, and we've got carpet on top of the signs. And then we also have our storage. I moved our storage down into the basement, so we have all types of items down here. We have our stone, our deep slate, grass, and dirt. We have a room back here that doesn't lead to really anything. I might do something with it, but I'm not really quite sure yet. It's just an empty room as of right now. Let's go back out here. And we actually have another secret door, a secret exit out of our basement. So we're going to go ahead and hit this trap door, and it resets itself. We have a little thing that opens up here. You can hit the note block, and it closes back up. Do that again. Hit it. We go down. Close it. That's pretty fun. We also have little pistons that let us out here. So let's go out. And yeah. So we are now out in front of my cabin. So this was a good while ago, but yeah, I've spent a good day or two working on this cliff, and just making it look kind of fun, making sort of an overhang. So instead of what it was before, it was just sloping up and came right up to the cabin. I made it outstretch, made a sort of a overhang. That way we have more space up top. And yeah, I've just filled it in with all sorts of stone, cobblestone, tuff, to detail it. And I've also built a fun bridge here, and a boat, of course. But you can see the arch of the bridge. And here's our houseboat. So we can get onto our houseboat and could go fishing if we wanted to. We can go inside. And we've got a dog in here, some storage. We've got a captain's log and a little seat. And we've also got some of our loot down here, like some gold blocks and amethyst and emerald. So it's just a little fun area. And you can walk all the way around the houseboat if you want to. So, yep. Let's get out here. And something that you'll also notice, if you've been watching since the beginning of the series, we didn't used to have an entire river cutting through here. So the river actually used to end right here, and look significantly different. It was significantly smaller and less impressive. So I actually carved out this entire river, and it goes all the way over here, and it connects with another river that was already generated. So I spent a good few days actually working on carving all this out, several days actually, making it look as natural as I could, putting in some riverbed, some dirt, some gravel, some sand, and because I had to basically carve all this land out, I had to also do some of these custom cliffs. So all these cliffs that you see, I sort of shaped with my pickaxe, sort of just shaped them out, tried to make them look natural, mined them out, you know. So it's a very fun feature. You might not even notice it if you're just coming here. You might not notice that these were not natural cliffs. But yeah, you don't get these types of cliffs in vanilla Minecraft, not usually. So these are a fun little thing that I did. I'm pretty proud of them. So we can go all the way out here, and it connects to another river. And you also notice those rings. That's an elytra course that I built recently. So I'll show you that in a little bit. So I can actually get out of the boat and hop over here. So let's go up to my farming area. So you'll see this huge building that we've got. These are the iron farms that I had. that I pretty much built at the beginning of the server, and I pretty much just put a whole facade around the entire thing. So all these walls, I surrounded the whole area. So we've got 9 iron farms. So we've got 9 iron farms, 9 iron farm modules that can be activated and deactivated with this redstone line. And all the iron golems that spawn on top of these modules get killed by the lava, and they drop down. All their iron and poppies drop down into the chute and go into the storage. So we can actually turn these on. You'll see some iron golems will start to spawn. See, there's one right there. He starts getting killed by the lava. And his drops will go into our storage. Let's go up here. Yeah, so turn it off here. This basically just disables the zombie from being pushed up into the villager's line of sight. So that prevents iron golems from being spawned. Let's go out here. I've got a whole ton of farms in this area that I didn't have before in my last base video. The last base video that I recorded was constructing our villager hall and our crop farm, our automatic crop farm down there. So a whole bunch of these other things are new. This is one of the things I pretty much built right after we built our automatic crop farm. So this is our sheep farm. We've got all 16 colors of wool down here in these chests. And just go up here. A little bit of lag. I'm sorry about that. And basically the way this works is that we just have dispensers that shear the sheep whenever they eat a piece of grass, and that gives us the wool. And an observer detects when the grass or dirt block changes. That's how we detect when to shear the sheep. So let's go over here now. See, this is our... I'll actually walk through our villager trading hall. So we've got a whole bunch of villagers in here. They all give us discounted books. So, because we use zombies to zombify them, they give us discounted books. And it's pretty lucky because I have so many farms here. We have some cows here for a cow farm. Just a simple setup. And let me go down here. And over here is where we have our villager breeder. So we'll just walk up to this panel over here. And you can see this is how we get new villagers. So if that is open, these guys will be able to breed, and their baby will head towards the bed, and they'll fall into the water stream. So I actually need to turn this off. That way they don't keep making more villagers. But you'll see the villager storage down here. So all the babies drop into that water chute over there. And these guys I can just use for whatever, for trading, for farms, and whatnot. Get out of there. And I can push them towards that way. I'll show you what that does. I can push them in that direction. Let's go in here. And basically I can just grab them with a minecart. So if I dispense a minecart, yeah, this button turns on the water and turns it off. Let me dispense a minecart, and that didn't grab anything, but that's okay. Let's go up here. Basically the minecart with the villager will go up the chute and get dispensed out onto this track, and then I can take him wherever he needs to be from there. So yeah. I'll also show you I have a cactus farm. I like to build a lot of my cactus farms underground, or not just cactus farms, but most of my farms underground. That way I can have sort of some pretty buildings on top and not have the exposed farm. So we've got more than enough cactus, more cactus than we will ever use. And I'm not going to go down there, but there's a cactus farm down there. And all the cactus comes up the chute and into our storage. Of course, this is the auto crop farm that we built in, I think, episode 9 or something. So we have a whole bunch of carrots. Even these shulker boxes are filled with carrots. And we've got wheat, and beetroot, and potatoes. And we've got all these villagers that we're able to trade with to get emeralds. So that's pretty fun. And if you have not watched episode 9 where we build this thing, I'll give you a quick explanation. So basically we have a whole bunch of farms down here. These farmer villagers pick up the crops that have fully grown, and they try and drop them to the other villager. And they all just basically drop down into the system. And then they get sent back up the chute and into our storage. So I'll go down here, drop down. So they all get thrown into this water stream. And we also have a melon farm here, and a pumpkin farm. So we get a whole bunch of melons and pumpkins. Got a few of these farms actually need minecarts to collect the drops. But yeah, let's go back up. And here you can see our berry farms. We're able to get some sweet berries from these foxes. So they're able to pick up those berries, and we basically just pick up their drops. We have a sugarcane storage here. So we've got a whole bunch of sugarcane all in these chests. And also in all these chests. So that's the whole storage. I can go down here. And this is where all our sugarcane is. I can drop into here. So basically when they grow enough, the pistons push them out. It's a pretty simple design. And they all get collected by the minecart down here. And they get sent up the chute to our storage once again. And we also have something else down here. We have a collection system for our honey farm that has a minecart as well. So I'll show you the honey farm, which is both of these buildings over here. So this is our storage for honeycomb. We also have storage for honey bottles. So we have a whole bunch of those. And we can craft them into honey blocks. And so this is basically our AP area here. It's currently nighttime, so maybe not many bees out. We have a bee here. Go up. And yeah, we have sort of a nice little area here with a bunch of flowers that the bees can pollinate. And we have shears and bottles, and these all get dispensed into the dispensers. And these dispensers basically just trigger the... they get triggered on the beehive whenever they're full. So we have some comparators in there. Those comparators tell the dispensers when to activate to harvest the honey. And yeah, that is, I think, about it for this whole area. So I'm gonna go ahead... Let's go up the mountain, so hopefully it loads in. And we have a goat statue. So I did follow a tutorial for this on how to build a goat statue, but this is a very nice addition that I built up here in our mountains. It is one of my favorite things. I don't usually build statues, but I built a nice little goat here, goat statue. Who's shooting me? Alright. So yeah, we've got a goat statue, and we also have a goat farm down here. So go ahead and grab some wheat. And basically the way this works is that we can breed these goats and make new goats. You'll see these baby goats will eventually grow up and have some horns. And basically what this farm does is that any stationary mob, such as these chickens in the boats, any stationary mob is something that a goat will go after. So these goats will try and attack the chickens every once in a while, and if the goat has horns, they'll hit the stone, and they have a good chance of dropping their horns onto the ground. And then we have a minecart system down here that collects the drops, and it gets sent into our storage. And so that's a nice way to get goat horns. Goat horns aren't really useful for anything, they just produce a nice sound. But yeah, we get sent into our storage over here. So we have feel, trigger 1. It's an interesting sound. And we also get a bunch of eggs from the chickens that are in there, actually. So it doubles as a egg and a goat horn farm. Yeah, alright, so let's go ahead and go up to the Elytra course now. So this is one of the recent things that I built. Very fun, but also can be pretty difficult, especially if you don't have a ton of practice. I'm going to try and do it in third person if I can. Let's go up here. We've got a big long staircase that goes up. So this Elytra course does not require any rockets, so we're supposed to fly through all the rings without using any rockets. And if you've never done it before, it's probably pretty difficult. I've had several friends try this, and yeah, it's not the easiest, but we're gonna go ahead and try it ourselves here. Of course, I've done it several times, but not usually in third person. So let's go ahead. Oh. Ouch. Alright, I gotta try again. And it doesn't help that we're lagging a little bit. Alright, here we go. We got 1. We got 2. All the way through this one. Again, sorry if there's a bit of lag in the video. My game is actually lagging by recording this at the same time as playing it. As long as we conserve our momentum, we're able to go through all these rings. Let's fly down here. And then we have a sort of a tricky one. You have to fly down through this and then back up over here. And fly down, fly down, fly down. Okay. Okay, that was totally lag's fault. Yeah, come on, don't lag too much. There we go, there we go. Come on, oh, come on, alright. That was totally lag's fault again. Alright, we gotta finish the course, sort of, now. Just got another ring there. It's pretty hard to do with all the lag that I'm experiencing. I don't usually get this lag unless I'm recording, so recording definitely makes it worse. We can go back through here. Yeesh, I am so sorry. It's probably a pain to watch this video. But yeah, there we go, and we finish at the bridge. So, a very fun Elytra course. It's not as easy as it looks. Even without lag, it's not as easy as it looks. But yeah, it's a fun thing to do. That is pretty much it for this whole area for my base. I do have a couple more things to show you that I've built that are not in this area. So yeah, let's go ahead. Just give you a quick overview here. I do need to put a roof on this sometime. But I'm not really sure how to do that yet. So yeah, it's a very fun area to be in. I'm very proud of what I've built so far. And yeah, let's go ahead and continue on to the next segment. Alright, so here we are at our guardian farm, and it's a little bit loud with all the guardians that are spawning. But we have a platform here that's out in the middle of an ocean. And this is actually lying right on top of a ocean monument. So you see we have an ocean monument down here. And this is actually a logical Geek Boy design. So the Guardians are able to spawn right here. And they get pushed up into the water stream and down into the campfires, which kills them. And their drops go into our storage. They get dispensed up the tubes and they go into our storage. And pretty much the only way this works is if I go all the way up into the sky. So since mobs have a 128 block despawn radius, when I'm all the way up here, those mobs, the Guardians will only be able to spawn on top of the soul sand blocks and be killed by our system. So I have a whole platform up here, and this platform also is dual purpose, or I guess you could even say triple purpose. So we're able to stand up here and get the drops from all those Guardians. But we also get creepers, so I have a whole creeper farm in here. And we already have a bunch of creepers coming. So basically I just have a whole tower in there that is lined with trapdoors on the ceiling. That way creepers can only spawn. And we have cats on the side that push the creepers in towards the middle. And that basically makes them drop down into here. And yeah, we got a bunch of gunpowder from that. And so that's our second purpose, having a creeper farm. So our third purpose is turning this on, and we get all 12 different types of music discs. So we hit that lever. I'll show you what that lever does. That basically just pushes out a block over here and opens a door. And so some of these creepers will flow into the water stream, such as that one. And he gets pushed into this water stream. And this water stream goes all the way down, and they get a little bit of damage from all these magma blocks. That way when they reach the end, these creepers are at one hit. Pretty much a one-hit kill. And so the only way to get music discs is if a skeleton shoots the creeper and kills it. So you'll see once this creeper drops down to here, he'll activate the tripwire, and the skeleton shoots him dead. And he drops our music disc. So it's a pretty efficient, pretty fun way to get music discs. And the skeleton, once the trapdoor opens, he's actually trying to shoot at the iron golem. But instead he shoots the creeper because the creeper's in the way. So yeah, pretty fun music disc farm. We get all the drops into here. We can turn it off. This is just where I sort the music discs into their separate chests. They don't have a sorter or anything, just manually sort it. But yeah, that is pretty fun. Let's go back and show you some of my other farms. So one of the other major farms that I've worked on in the past here is my witch and slime farm. So it's a dual purpose, acts as a witch and a slime farm. Here's our tunnel. And I don't come here very often because witches don't actually drop, even with looting 3, witches don't drop enough items for it to really be useful. But it can be useful sometimes, I guess. So we've got some redstone, glowstone, gunpowder, all the drops that witches drop, and we also have slime storage here. So let me turn my render distance up a little bit, I guess. So down here we've got an entire swamp biome, and on the right you will see this big circle. That is where our slime spawn, and over here is where our witches spawn, under there. And I'll just show you a demonstration really quick. We can turn on our witch farm by unflicking that and then walking into the tripwire. And after a little while, we'll have some witches come up the chute here. And there they are, they're coming. Good bit of them. We'll drop into the killing chamber here. I'm just gonna wait for them all. Bam, I can kill. And we get all their drops. So pretty nifty. So the way that this farm activation works is that this piston pushes the block into the wall, and that changes what type of wall. It changes all these walls on this column into basically the same type of as this. It changes into whatever you call it. Basically changes the type of wall it is. So that signal gets sent all the way down. I'll drop down here. Drops all the way down, gets detected by this observer, and it gets sent into our redstone clock, pretty much. Locks the redstone clock or unlocks it. This switch farm was designed by Logical Geek Boy again, I think. And so it uses looting 3 in order to kill him. And it uses these flying machines. I'm not sure if you can see, but these flying machines, at an interval, every now and then, they push the witches off the platform. And so this whole thing is pretty much built at a witch hut. Yeah, they all spawn in there, and occasionally the flying machines push them into our water stream and up into the killing chamber. And so we have some indicators here. This light indicates when the system is running. And yeah, we also have our slime farm down here. We have an iron golem. He kills the slimes. I can walk in real quick. So, because we don't want any other hostile mobs spawning in here, we have some mushrooms. And mushrooms actually provide a light level of 1. So that disables all mobs, all other mobs from spawning other than a slime. So only slimes can spawn in here, and they go towards the center to try and attack the iron golem, and the iron golem kills him. And all our drops drop into here, and we have a minecart, hopper minecart collecting the items under this platform, and that gets sent up into our storage. So good way to get slime. I don't have to find a slime chunk. And all the slimes are able to spawn in there because we're in a swamp biome, pretty much. The rates do change depending on what phase of the moon is, but that's really not too much of a issue. So yeah, this is our whole witch and slime farm. It's a good way to combine them because they both need a swamp to work. And yeah. And actually, I think that's pretty much it. I've shown you all the new stuff at my base that I've built over the past year. Showing you this whole mountain and our fun elytra course and our goat. So yeah, it's a pretty fun place to play around in. I'm pretty proud of what I've built so far. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So thank you guys very much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.